Hello folks, and welcome to another brief video review from Inkdependence.com. I'm Mike, your friendly neighborhood Inkdependence host. This time we have Herbin Lie. This is an ink named after the dregs that are left over in the bottom of a teacup. So I drew a little teacup. Isn't that adorable? It actually does look kind of like the color of tea leaves that have been steeped for a while. That's kind of what it means to me. Anyway, I don't use tea leaves in my teacup. I like to strain them out, but nonetheless, that's kind of this color. You do get a lot of nice shading with this ink. It is a cool kind of brown. It's got just a touch of a little bit of yellow in there, I think, maybe. But when I did the chromatography on it, it didn't look like that at all. It's very interesting looking ink, actually, on the chromographic side. This is an ink that I had wanted to get my hands on for quite a while, and Elaine at JetPens sent me one of those cute little tins. Looks like this. This one had been soiled by some exploding ink in its transit, but not to me. So the ink inside, perfectly fine, of course. 6 cartouches. These are the small internationals. Once again, I love these little tins. They're adorable. Good way for storing ink. Also, probably add some price to this. It is only 6 cartridges, and they are about $5.50 per set. So that's almost $1 each, which is fairly expensive for the amount of ink you get in a cartridge. But if you're like me and you don't ever use more than like a cartridge at a time for this stuff, that's fine. Maybe I'll be able to spread the love along the family or something. Alright, here it is compared to all sorts of other brownish and reddish inks that I had sitting around. Stipula's Musk Green is kind of quickly becoming a favorite of mine. I really like that Stipula ink. Faber-Castell's Hazelnut is a much more reddish brown than the sort of orangey yellowy brown that you see in Lie to Thee. Not as tea colored at all. This is sort of a beautiful ink. The only problem with it is that it does bleed just a little bit through copy paper. When I did the copy paper test, which is buried in my stack over here somewhere, let's see. Here it is. Gotta grab this before I started the ink. Here we go. There we go. This one. This is Lie to Thee. You can see there's not really any spread, not really any feathering. Well, maybe a few feathers when I zoom in real close there. It does feather a little bit, it turns out. But let's see, on the back. Where is it? Here on my camera. There it is. It's this line right here. You can see it does come through a bit, which is unfortunate. Aside from that, this is a really good ink. It does not have the best behavior, though. Oh, I dropped my chromatography strip. Come here, chromatography. Alright. So, here we go. Let's take a look at what this looks like as far as components. It's really a very interesting one. Here it is. I actually did 2 of these because I had a different kind of coffee filter around. This one on the left is from a basket coffee filter, and it's very see-through. I don't think it gives a good contrast, and it doesn't seem to make the ink travel as far up the paper, oddly enough. But you do kind of get the same sorts of colors. Let's get on the wood grain here. Same sorts of colors coming out in each. Definitely starts out with a gray-blue tone, which is kind of interesting, and then the top notes are all orange. But apparently if you mix gray and blue and orange, and I don't know, it looks to be a little bit of pink or something here on this side, and right in here, you end up with this really interesting tea color. So there you go. That's one of the more interesting of these that I've done, or more surprising anyway. Alright, let's see how this holds up to water. I don't expect anything fantastic, but one never knows. That gray did stick around quite a lot on the chromatography side, so maybe we'll have quite a bit left here too. Let's see. Give it a good hose. Alright. You can see some of the yellow and orange coming off just a bit. Give it a few seconds here. Well, it's dissolving. Let me show you the pen I had this in. It was in my Rotring Newton 600. Turns out it's not actually a pure 600. It doesn't have the knurling on the grip, and it doesn't have the nib size on the cap. But nonetheless, this is one of my oldest and one of my favorite pens. I love this pen. It's also one that nobody can figure out how to close. In case you get your hands on a Rotring 600 or Newton, just kind of, you know, snap it in. The sides are straight on this pen, so you do have to match them up in order to close it. I just kind of put it on there and then twist it a little bit, and it finds the right groove and goes in. Alright, enough vamping. Let's remove this ink right quick. Sploosh. Alright, there we go. Come through? Nope. Way to go, Rhodia. Such good paper. As I suspected, though, only thing that's left really is this gray. So it does seem to have some resistance, not as a brown, but as a gray. Pretty okay. You can definitely see all the things. The dots are still there, the lines are still there. So some mild water resistance, although you are going to lose the brown. All the brown came up there. You can see that's the orange Indian from J. Herbin as well. So the brown came off, but the gray remains. So there you go. That's been J. Herbin's Lie de Vie. Peace out.